Pilates is a great way to find a consistent practice of joy and movement anywhere. If you're like me and you'll be all over the place this summer, make space for that zoom body love time.
Honestly, like, she's hitting a niche.
The untruth that skinny equals healthy is a hallmark of fascist dictators.
Does she think like the government is like, oh yeah, let's make them do Pilates. That'll distract them.
That will distract them from our fascism. Hey guys, welcome back to Normal Gays, where we take on insanity. I'm Brad Polumbo here with Clarkson Lawson.
What's up, guys?
Cut out in the middle.
And I know
We
it's
haven't
kind of annoying
commented
me.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to my world.
Anyways, we're doing members only a lot this week. A bunch of different episodes. Members advice,
Reality check.
therapy, reacting to Grindr messages.
Oh, that one's going to be good. They're all from Clarkson's
which we
phone.
haven't filmed yet. For the record, I do not have Grindr. If you know who sees this, that was a joke. Okay.
That was a joke. No, they're just old. They're from before. No, they're from Reddit, low-key.
Yeah.
But, anyway, they're funny. And so in this video, though, we're going to talk about a new locale I discovered. She is a queer, she/they Pilates instructor. And
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Do you really?
I think so.
Okay, I'll show you the picture and you tell me if it is who you think, or I'll show you a video. Wait, no, not that. I can't show you any videos because they're spoilers. I don't. Hang on.
Is she blonde?
No, she's brunette, I think.
Oh, no.
Different person?
Different one.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so what I love about her is I discovered one of her cringe posts that's very recent. And then I went down the rabbit hole on this woman. And she has been posting, her Instagram posts only recently started to get some like traction and some followers. She has a few thousand followers, like 5,000 followers. But some of her recent content has gotten like lots of views. But she's been posting since like 2023. And I've discovered her trajectory and arc over time. And I went all the way to the bottom of her Instagram page. And it's a journey that we're going to go on.
I can't believe you have the time for this.
He got a little obsessed.
What do you mean the time for this? This is my job.
I know.
You're right. I spent
does.
hours preparing these segments. I literally downloaded the legal document for the Patagonia lawsuit and read it.
Somebody's got to do it.
And it's not going to be you.
Yeah, no.
Imagine you trying to read a lawsuit about a trademark dispute.
Okay. I read Supreme Court decisions.
No. It's not that you couldn't. It's that you'd get distracted.
Oh, no. Well, if I'm not interested in
That's
it,
what
I'm
I'm
not going
saying.
to do it.
I'm not saying you couldn't comprehend
Oh,
it.
I was like, wow, that was pretty loaded, Brad.
I'm saying you'd get distracted after 2 minutes and bored.
I would get bored. And I'd be like, I don't need to make a video on those. That's actually what happened. I was going to do a video on the Patagonia thing, and I was like, this is too much. I don't want to
But
do
now
this.
I've explained it to you,
Yeah,
so now you will.
This is perfect.
That would be a good topic for you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I was going to message her to come on.
Oh, I mean, but she could, but
yeah. Anyways.
Anyway, queer. So this user's name is person's name is Queer Body Pilates. Queer Body Pilates. Sophia Engelman. She/they. 4,811 followers. This is amazing. Pilates for the Revolution. Brooklyn, Zoom, and retreats.
What is what? You're going to dismantle capitalism by doing this?
Ah!
Okay. Go off, Queen.
She offers one-on-one that include prehab or rehab, pain management.
Prehab? What are you preparing to do drugs and then go to rehab?
I don't know. I think
physical, avoid.
Sorry.
That's where your mind went?
Yes, because I was at a party last night.
She's not a degenerate bitch like you, okay?
Anyways.
Anyway, and then she also offers HYP plus, does that mean hypnosis?
That sounds like an STD.
Oh, you would know. Now check out Telestrand.
Oh yeah. This is a great time to cut to our ad.
You normies are dirty. And here on Normal Gays, we don't want you to be dirty. So that's why this month, specifically for Pride Month, our sponsor is Telestrand. Now, Telestrand is a CLIA-certified molecular testing laboratory that can screen you for all different types of STDs easily without having to use a needle. Now, this is their 1-cup test. This is specifically what we want to promote on this channel because it's so easy to use. All you need to do is download their app, pee in a cup, and then they send you the shipping materials, and you send it to their laboratory, and then you know if you have AIDS or not. No, but seriously, it's not just HIV-related testing. It's also HPV and a bunch of other things that they detect in your urine. So you no longer have to use needles. You no longer have to wait in lines. And I know gays, you're getting tested every 3 months for your PrEP. You can use this test to get approved for your PrEP. The owner of the company of Telestrand does it himself. Now, if you want to order their 1-cup test and get it sent to your house, it's cost effective. All you need to do is download the app. The link is in the comments. Order this 1-cup test, and then you'll see your results in the app once they process it in their laboratory. Now, we don't judge on this channel. We do judge on this channel, but not for getting STD tested. So if you're a normie, make sure you're staying clean, specifically this Pride Month, and order a 1-cup test from Telestrand. All you have to do is pee in a cup in your house. There's no excuse anymore. All right, now back to the show.
She also offers gender affirming Pilates. And
Okay.
what I found amazing is I went
Again, so what, like, how is Pilates is not gender affirming if your genitalia doesn't match your identity, because you're doing a lot of leg spreading.
well, she's found a way to make it that.
So maybe there's no leg spreading involved.
I don't know. You can peruse her video archive if you wish. But so what I found amazing is that I went back to the start of this person's posts, and she used to explicitly advertise queer and trans only commercial available classes. So back in 2023, I
I
believe.
wonder why that didn't work out.
Well, we can discuss. But
This is like the lesbian bar example.
yeah. Pilates is a great way to find a consistent practice of joy and movement anywhere. If you're like me and you'll be all over the place this summer, make space for that Zoom body love time. I'm also building an on-demand video library, which I invite you to DM me about, upcoming class schedule, and then it says for queer and trans people only. And then it has the prices for this. This is separate. This is for like, I think 6 weeks of classes or something. A sliding scale for queer and trans folks costs $65 to $200. Sliding
So
scale
cheap.
for allies is $115 to $200. So you get to choose your price here relative to your hierarchy of oppression, but there's a different price for straight people than
I
there
thought
is
it was
for-
only for queer and trans people, though.
Well, this is different. She offers some classes that are only for queer and trans.
Wow, a lot of straight people
some
just
are
hate
open.
themselves.
Can you imagine being a straight person and knowingly signing up for a class where you're being charged more because you're straight?
That is like a level of self-hatred that I just could never comprehend.
I mean, I feel like there's probably quite a few people in Brooklyn who would
Who would
love
do it.
that.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
because they'll post
love
about it on
that.
social media.
They're paying,
Ally.
They're literally probably paying for the degradation
Oh
of it.
yeah,
What is it that she said? Body what time?
buddy. Oh, it was crazy. Zoom.
Body love time.
I want some body love time with my man.
Wasn't there
You've
another
had
one
a-
like
plenty of
Zoom
that.
something?
Yeah, Zoom body love time.
Zoom buddy.
I'm
love
gonna,
time.
when I go back to his place tonight, I'm gonna be like, hey, baby, you wanna have some body love time?
Ah.
He's gonna literally throw up in his mouth. Yeah.
But
Body
what-
love time.
what's
I feel like that should,
fascinating
an
to me about
Asian should say
this-
that. You want body love time?
oh my god.
That sounds like something
Yes, it does actually.
if you had an Asian
no,
accent.
you're just racist.
No, I'm just an impressionist.
What I find hilarious about this is that she now, like, as the years have evolved and as I guess the political or legal environment has shifted, she no longer offers. She no longer, like, because what she did is illegal. It's just like
Oh, yeah.
completely illegal to
I didn't even think about that.
like that's objectively
Yeah.
illegal. Because New York City has discrimination laws
Yeah.
that protect on sexual orientation and gender identity and sex. And you cannot say that some are not allowed to be in this class because of that. So now what she does is these days.
So that's why she raised the price. But you still can't
no,
raise
no,
the prices.
those are two separate things.
Oh, okay.
So she was offering courses that are open to both. And in those courses, they have different prices, which is also illegal. And then she's offering courses that were only queer and trans.
So everything this does is illegal.
Basically. But these days, if you go to her current days, she offers queer and trans focused classes. Allies are allowed. So that's not illegal.
What are you focusing on? Like, genuinely, what are you focusing on? I don't get it.
I don't know.
I want to go.
We should sign up for
Is she in? Where is she?
She does Zoom classes though.
Okay.
But also, like, this does not actually do exercise. So I'm going to show you this. This is one of her example videos. This is her showing how to do movement with water. Okay?
This is like me after I watch Avatar thinking I have the powers. Thinking I'm a waterbender.
The caption is, moving with water, a great way to tap into stability. Then she says, comment if you vote orange juice or milk next. Oh, okay.
Wait, I'm starting to like it. It's so crazy.
I think we're going to find her camp.
Yeah, this is starting to become like the level of delusion that I
Aspire
respect.
to.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch the video. What is she doing? This is Pilates? She's just holding a jug of water. This is her.
I mean, it's functional.
She broke out the Brita for a little.
Maybe this is like
Pilates.
maybe in a circumstance where you are trying to pour your water and then you drop something and you need to pick it up with your foot behind you.
What?
She's now teaching people to have functional movements while carrying something.
Stunning and brave.
Yeah.
But she just does these.
She's got to be manic. This is a level, like, let me just look at something to hold and drop in a half split. Didn't even do the full split, by the way.
I do want to say this is a physical therapy concept with water because it's moving and you have to move with it. But they usually have like devices
Just holding a
that
jug of
help
water?
with core strength and like working on evening out your body. Like it's not
because
usually
the water could like
because
spill,
the water
so you have to keep it.
moves, and so your core has to like adjust with it.
Right.
So this is not like an insane concept, just the fact that she's doing it with a Brita jug.
It's
not
just
quite
silly.
Okay, so she's
working.
not manic. She's just out there.
It's just silly. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's just a silly video to upload. Like, I'm not saying it's terrible or wrong or anything. I'm just kind of funny. And she also did this where
So where's the queer and trans focus here?
it's it's coming.
Oh, okay.
But
Just wondering if like maybe I don't know, like what with water do queer and trans people? Because from TikTok, when I see queer identified people, it doesn't look like they're drinking much water.
or bathing in it.
No.
So now I'm going to show you. She showed herself doing Pilates exercises at jury duty. She just goes.
You know what? Honestly,
It's
I kind of get it because they make you sit there for a long time and you need to get up and stretch.
I agree, but it's just funny. She just goes about the world doing.
But what did she set up her
Movements.
tripod at jury booty?
Yes.
Jury booty. Jury duty?
Here, I'll show you.
I'm going to start doing these with
She
her.
just.
What is that?
I just.
She's sitting like a podcast bro who's about to drop a hot take. This is a new Pilates.
I just love how half the movements are like not even movements. It's just her touching her arm.
But she's just doing stretches.
But they're not even looking like she's stretching that much on some of them.
Maybe her clientele is not very flexible.
Well, she does teach
So
about.
this is a stretch.
She does teach about body liberation and fat positivity, all that stuff too. I didn't
Right.
get into
So
all
she's
that.
no, Clark, don't say that.
No, say it.
I was just going to say maybe her clients have very big arms, so she's imagining they have to stop here instead of going to here, which I get because I have big arms too.
Slightly different situation. So she then here's what I this actually is a self-report, but I scrolled back in her timeline about 200 videos and then I clicked through them all this morning.
There is no episode of Normal Gaze that requires this level of preparedness. I'm telling you, as somebody who doesn't prepare at all.
I was gonna say, and what would you know about that?
Exactly.
Watching her go through the 2024 election in her content was amazing.
Oh my God.
So it starts with this video about navigating stress with the election coming up. So let's watch that. It says,
damn, she looks stressed.
she does.
Sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
She always like looks rough.
At least we know she's being authentic.
She says, ways I'm navigating my election stress today. Let's watch. You were doing that last night.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
That yesterday morning. Kidney taps? Is that a thing?
I mean,
they're called kidney taps.
This is called waving your arms like.
Go
off,
I
queen.
don't really have that much of a problem with that one.
No, I don't. But what's funny is we're about to see the transformation.
Oh,
the next
so
video.
She may not be navigating the stress well.
What?
The
next video she posts is titled "Pilates for Election Rage" because it's after the election.
Okay.
The caption on this is, "My clients have been moving through collective stages of grief since Tuesday. Here are some moves for rage days." It's just a tricep.
Honestly, like she's hitting a niche.
There's nothing,
but the two things aren't correlated at all.
It's just like a basic
like election
chest
rage
exercise.
But actually, we're just gonna do Pilates, which is fine.
But she's just copy and pasting it onto.
I feel like a better way to deal with election rage would be like boxing
or cardio, like something.
Actually, no. I think maybe if you are angry, you should do some. Yeah, you should center. So maybe she's right.
It's just cringe. It's just funny the switch up of watching her content like shift
progressively
with the
change.
Events.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get to some more goofy stuff as well. But here's where she goes on she goes on like a journey about what to call herself because she finds the word instructor for Pilates instructor problematic.
All right, you all. I need your help.
We're here to help.
I'm trying to figure out what to call myself. Like, what is my job title? What do I do? I don't want to call myself a Pilates instructor. That doesn't feel aligned with the work that I do.
It's not.
What I'm doing is not telling people what to do rotely. Am I a practitioner? Maybe. It might be too medical though. Help me out here. I need something that encompasses being a guide toward self-discovery, a coach, a supporter, a facilitator. There's something in there. Help me out.
I'm so shocked that a non-binary needs a special label.
Doesn't know what to call
for their
herself.
job. Not every label needs to be your identity.
That's a crazy concept.
Like I'm not shocked. This isn't instructor isn't special enough for me because I'm just so much more than it. As if other Pilates instructors don't help people like evolve and grow and do all of these things. She's like, no, I'm different. I do so much that this doesn't fit me anymore.
So I'm not sure if I included this or not, but the incredible part is there's multiple videos in there where she talks about how she doesn't correct people's posture or form because it's not her job to tell them what to do. It's like, wait, but they're gonna hurt themselves. Like that is your job.
That is quite literally your job.
She's like, I just model another way of being, and they can choose to follow my example. Like that's the kind of thing she was saying in that part. Oh yeah, wait, I do have that in there. We're gonna get into it later. But we have so much lore on this lady. But I want to read you this comment.
I think Brad might have an obsession. This is a lot on one person. I think this is the deepest dive we've ever done on someone.
But is it?
I say we, Brad.
Yeah. So this is the comment about somebody asked when she asked, "What should I call myself?" And she liked this comment. First thing that came to mind was, quote, Pilates influenced somatic practitioner, which is a mouthful. True.
Have fun marketing that. I don't know what the that means.
But they offered another option. Quote, somatic facilitator decolonizing Pilates also rings true.
I think that one's good because I would know not to take your class. So.
Yeah, anything decolonizing is a red flag.
No, I think this is good because that'll get you to your audience very quickly.
Yeah. So, do you know what obliques, right? Like your side abs. She does obliques.
Ask me if I know what obliques are.
Well, maybe the audience doesn't know.
Oh, okay.
Not everything is about you at all times.
Well, you asked me specifically.
Yeah. You can see the obliques there in the...
Yeah. Anyways.
She explains how obliques work. Here's the caption of this video. Oblique work prepares us for the revolution. Obliques support a quick... I can't even read it with a straight face. Obliques support a quick change in direction, a speedy glance over the shoulder, and a mobile spine. Let's watch the obliques work preparing for the revolution. This really thinks she's Katniss Everdeen. It's kind of camp. It's just lifting up her arms. She's iconic.
So what is she going to fight the U.S. military by doing these exercises? Is that what she's going to do?
What it's really like she thinks there's going to be some commie revolution and they're going to like overthrow the imperialist capitalist system or whatever.
I mean, honestly, if I was in the military and I saw doing that, I would think she was the exorcist.
I think she was possessed.
And what is she wearing a hospital gown?
I don't know what she's wearing, but I just find it funny.
I might not be able to see it.
These are all like basic oblique exercises and that's fine, I guess. But why do you have to make it about they're good for helping you see and scan? It's like...
I have a hard time believing that is what's going to make you successful in the revolution.
Also, as if any of these people are ever going to successfully leave their basement. Like,
and even if they did, let's say a revolution did happen, they are so ignorant of history that they don't realize that like once the people come in power, y'all are the ones that they kill.
Oh.
It's true. Like they kill like the useless activists.
Also, did you know that glutes work is also important for the revolution? And this is kind of funny. She put
It is important for this revolution.
Oh, Clarkistan. She said, so the caption on this is, we should all be doing butt stuff. Peach emoji. I kind of love her.
I agree.
Yeah. And she put the caption as, I'm back in Brooklyn, #fascism and winter.
Is winter fascist or is it fascist in winter?
No, she's saying fascism and winter.
Okay.
Anyway.
Because those are the two things that are happening in Brooklyn.
Well, I think it's more like in America.
No, I know. I get it.
Anyway, so she's going to model glutes work for the revolution. Let's watch. The glutes support shifts of direction and weight. Why is she doing this outside?
Because it's fascism in winter.
It's fascist winter.
Yeah.
Like, what's that, like hot girl summer?
I was going to say that's kind of an aesthetic. And actually in Clarkistan, fascist winter.
Oh,
we just got
God.
a new season name. Yeah.
Gosh.
Although there is no winters in Clarkistan.
But so she seems to actually be like a bad and potentially harmful Pilates instructor, because I mentioned this to you earlier, but she's like doesn't believe in correcting posture or positions because
you
that's
can
like
see that based off of her own.
Oh, she has another like video where she explains how it's problematic to be able to expect the instructors to do all the moves they teach.
I agree with that because those that can't teach or those that can't do teach. That's why I give you guys health advice while where's my vape?
No, you just made that line as an excuse to vape.
Yeah, I know. Where is it?
I don't know, but I don't think you're supposed to vape on YouTube.
Tana does it.
Tana gets to do whatever she wants.
Where did it go?
That's fine. You don't need it.
Found it.
Oh my God.
I will dig through the trash for this.
Anyway, I'll pull
Haven't you literally dug through the trash for that shit?
Yeah, correct. Okay, so the caption on this one is, I don't give a about the aesthetics of posture. I am interested in collaborating with people to find deeper connection with an awareness to self. Anyway, let's watch.
I don't teach to correct posture because in these end times that we're in, I'm not interested in making anyone straighter.
Okay, wait, that kind of ate. Like, that was creative.
She's like so crazy that it's just camp.
Yeah. There's like this is like kind of serious, but there is this like segment of the internet that starts with politics, and then they have this like doomsday mentality. And
Psychosis,
I do think there needs to be like a clinical term for politically induced psychosis.
Oh yeah, no, politically induced psychosis is a completely real phenomenon, and you see it across the spectrum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's clearly what she's going through. Everything she does is about politics.
Her Pilates page.
Literally, she can't even be in winter without thinking of fascism.
She did another video, and I didn't include this one, where she was traveling and she went to a class and she got like very mad at the instructor, who was like talking about straightening out your back and like all these other things she considered like microaggressions, and it was really funny. And she was like, and the aesthetics of a male
She
instructor.
would hate my mom. My mom, if we had bad posture, she would walk behind us and smack our backs.
Good.
That's so oppressive,
And-
though.
But also for Pilates, it's like you're protecting your back,
Correct.
so you don't
Correct.
hurt yourself.
No, but that's you're colonizing people's freedom or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, whoever wrote that book was probably white, which means that it was an influence. It was influenced by colonization.
I
and
still have
US
so many
imperialism.
more videos from her.
Maybe you should save them for another day.
No, I think we're gonna go through all of them actually.
Okay.
Oh my god.
This next one, the caption is ditch the 20 precautionary cues your teacher training program demanded you use when teaching that prone exercise might hurt someone's low back, and just ask the person in front of you how they are feeling.
Well, wait, it's precautionary.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be feeling a hurt back until after they do it. So why would you ask them
It's
how
like,
they're
why
feeling
would I warn this person
before they
might
do
hurt
the dangerous
themselves?
exercise? Where is she accredited?
You don't have to have accreditation to
Yes,
be a
you do.
Pilates instructor.
Yes, you do.
Well,
Yeah, you have
somewhere,
to get
probably.
certified by.
Oh.
Well, unless you're an Instagram Pilates instructor, then you can just do whatever the fuck you want.
All right,
But-
well, let's watch her
okay.
video.
Reminder that instead of worrying that an exercise could theoretically hurt your client, just ask them if it feels okay or not. You can always follow up.
No, I'm gonna bring it into gymnastics and cheerleading. If you land a double full and you under rotate it, so you land in the corner, you don't fully land with your knees facing forward, you can tear your ACL, but you don't tear it every time you land it wrong.
Oh, but they should just ask you if you feel okay.
Do you
doing
feel
it.
okay after you just did that terribly? Okay, do it again terribly.
This is this is an example of how it's not just ridiculous political cringe.
This actually becomes dangerous.
This is jeopardizing the safety of the people that take her classes and her ability
But then
to do her
again,
job.
if you're paying extra money for a class because you're straight, you deserve
you kind of
you
deserve to get her.
to ruin your lower back. Because you're already bending over
You're
and
already
being a cuck.
You're already
So
fucking
you might as well.
spineless, so-
Yeah, you might as well.
Okay. So next in December of 2025, the lore I gathered
Oh
on
my
this woman is
god, we're
crazy.
only on December of 2025.
We're gonna get to present day. She said that the rise in interest in Pilates is actually bad for this reason. Let's listen.
Why? Because people are better at coaching it than you?
No, stop being a bigot and an extremist.
Okay, so during periods of fascism, movement modalities, exercise modalities that seek to control people trend. Usually these trending exercises control people through the overt or implied lie that exercise can or should make you skinny.
What?
The untruth that skinny equals healthy is a hallmark of fascist
straw man.
dictators. Hitler
What?
and
No,
Mussolini
it's not.
were really into their state-enforced eugenic fitness programs, and during the Reagan era, cis women stood in front of their TVs trying to will their bodies to look like the ones in Jane Fonda fitness videos. Skinny, in this way, becomes a full-time energy suck, keeping the people distracted from what the state is up to. Right now, Pilates, or something that looks like Pilates, is being co-opted to be part of the full-time job that is being skinny. People assume that when their instructors are young and skinny, that Pilates will make them young and skinny too. It won't. Scientifically, Pilates can make you strong, it can make you mobile, it can help you self-regulate and increase bodily awareness. It cannot make you skinny. I don't think that matchas and like expensive daily exercise classes are trending right now because your social media algorithm is concerned about self-care. I think that expensive self-care is being sold as a way to drain our time and resources, all while encouraging us to literally shrink. Anyway.
Does she think like the government is like, oh yeah, let's make them do Pilates. That'll distract them.
That will distract them from our fascism.
But I do agree.
Induced psychosis.
Pilates doesn't make you skinny, and that's why I don't do it.
Well, if you burn calories, some calories doing it.
Yeah, but it's very like
not
minimal.
For that purpose.
Yeah.
No, it's strength conditioning and
right.
muscle definition. You would need to eat a stricter diet or
but like muscle definition happens when you gain muscle anyways. You just have to lose the fat over it. So like I just find Pilates to be useless for me personally. But
well,
maybe I'll show off my flexibility in there.
Well, we should make you do it with us once because we do our it's solid core. It's like strength Pilates. But she also talks about how you shouldn't say the word neutral when you're instructing people about their positions. You shouldn't say neutral because it's wrong. I'll just let her explain. But here's the caption: neutral.
Brad, this is going to be like a 5-hour video,
and people are going to love it.
Okay.
So shut up and let me do my work. Let me cook.
Ooh, I don't know if I like that. Only one boy tells me to shut up.
Oh,
and it ain't Brad. Just kidding.
Here's the caption on this video.
Actually, you know what? Fine, I'll shut up, and the show won't make any money.
No, you won't, because you want that money too.
I know, I need it.
Neutrality is a fiction born from white supremacy, and this applies to your movement practice too.
Neutrality is a fiction born from white supremacy.
That's what she says.
What about like the scientific term of neutrality?
She doesn't.
From white. Well, I guess
like
Western science is white supremacy.
Obviously,
got it.
Indigenous ways of knowing is what she prefers. Also, on her website, I did go to her website, and at the bottom, it has the land on which that she teaches. Like the. All right, let's watch.
One word you will never catch me using in my teaching is the word neutral. The word neutral is littered all over the Pilates industry. Teachers are taught to help people find a neutral pelvis, a neutral spine, a neutral cervical position. Right now in the United States, we are watching a fascist government kill people in the streets, disappear people. And I don't feel that this is the moment to encourage folks' bodies or their embodiment to be any more apolitical or normal. Or like in any way afraid of difference. I am in the business of helping people connect to themselves, of finding deep integration, mindfulness, strength, mobility, and so on. But neutrality is not part of that.
She ate that. She's stunned. She was too stunned to speak.
I don't understand. I genuinely don't. How do you come up with a thought like that? That like a neutral
spine position,
a neutral position, as in the middle of two positions, is somehow I don't
means
know
that you can't be against Trump or whatever. Like,
I don't know if she's just like stupid.
I think she's in psychosis actively.
Yeah.
But the comments are all just people egging her on.
This makes sense how originally you thought this was parody. You saw like
one
video
sure
and
it's not parody?
We are
parody.
sure it's not. She has a whole business. You can book like it's all real.
It's real.
I saw this and I thought it was a spoof. And I was like, wait, she's hilarious, iconic.
Yeah.
And then I look into it and I'm like, wait, this is real.
Oh my God.
And then here's where she starts talking about queers.
I bet she's straight.
No, I think she's like the only reason she's queer is the she/they, and she just dates men.
That's what I'm saying. I bet she's actually
But
straight.
actually, she kind of looks like a lesbian.
Yeah.
No offense to the lesbians. Sorry to lump y'all in with that.
We know some of y'all are very pretty.
But then others are like her. Not that she's not even. She just looks crazy, but it has nothing to do with her appearance. Anyway, she commented on this Pilates video again. This is the caption is, "Don't forget that Pride was a riot. Queers know what it takes to disrupt the status quo, and long, lean muscles aren't it." So here's where she talks about Pilates and Pride Month. Let's listen.
Pilates and movement educators who are in this ongoing work of decolonizing their teaching, of making their teaching more gender affirming and anti-racist, of embedding ideas around fat liberation and disability justice into the work that they're doing with their students and clients. This one is for you. This work is hard. It is ongoing. It is a long-term commitment. We don't just question what we were taught about how to teach once. It is something that is like, it's going to be a permanent fixture in how we do the work that we do.
Wait, actually?
And it can be
You
so easy,
You're going to get addicted.
Front-facing jobs where you might spend hours where folks potentially undivided attention is on you. And sometimes for the sake of sustainability, we go on autopilot, and you might catch yourself in those moments where you go on autopilot saying something or doing something, and then you might immediately think, oh gosh,
this video is boring to me. Sorry, I'm done with her.
I don't think we need to do the full video.
Anyway, I might even have clicked the wrong one. I can't keep up with her. Oh, here's more. She posted an infographic that explains this point.
Okay.
So, one reason queers might not be interested in your Pilates classes, ? You keep advertising that Pilates creates long and lean muscles, but queers, for survival, are experts at reading between the lines. Long and lean muscles are not a thing. This has no scientific meaning. This is thinly cloaked code for skinny. Queers don't like being gaslit. Queers don't like body shaming. Queers also know all too well that keeps us consumed with journeying towards skinniness is a means of mental and physical control. And queers know that achieving skinniness stops us from effectively joining protests and acts of disruption.
The skinny people at protests, that's going to stop you from going.
The fatties are going to be down to protest, but not the skinnies.
You're definitely going to be able to walk further if you're clinically obese.
This is why I teach Pilates for the revolution. A practice that values exploration over perfection, taking up space over self-minimization, adaptation over rigidity, inclusivity over elitism, education over harmful mythology, community over gatekeeping, autonomy over conformity, safety over politeness, queerness all year round. And then she says, hit follow, join me on Substack, rent from my online library, rep some merch, or come take a class. Plus, next year's retreat registration goes live at the end of the month. And that is the end of the ballad of the queer Pilates instructor.
God, that I have nothing left to say.
That's almost going to be like a two-parter at this point. Like, goodness gracious, you're going to turn into a Blocked and Reported episode.
I mean, that is, wow.
I love that at the end of the day, she's a capitalist.
She is,
and at the end of all of that, she's plugging her merch lines, her conferences, her class schedules. What if this bitch is making bank off of these gullible straights?
No way.
Well, yeah, not really. A lot of these
videos.
You
said that she had like 4,000 followers.
Yeah, but you don't know how many people are taking her classes in Brooklyn at her studio.
I think this barely has classes and she's just manically online.
I think there's probably a lot of gullible white straight people who are choosing the sliding scale all the way up to the $200 to pay for it.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Maybe not.
I think that was a way to price out the straights. I don't know. She might not be that smart.
Oh, I saw a comment back and forth where they were like, it's problematic to have lower price ranges for queers because they're just as capable of paying for themselves. And she replied and says, do not deny systemic economic inequality ingrained into the queer community on my page.
But statistically, that's untrue.
Correct.
Gay people are very wealthy. Very wealthy. I mean, lesbians are less wealthy than men, but they're still typically very wealthy. So
yeah, she's not big on facts. She's big on feelings.
Yeah. And delusion. I don't think those are feelings. I think that's just.
We do have some comments.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh boy. We're going to make this episode longer?
Longest episode ever. Let's go.
And we have to work out after this.
I forgot even where I was.
Become a channel member so we read your comments soon. Go over and rate us on Spotify. Link in the description. Join the Reddit community. And now, I guess, comments.
Okay. Are the citizens of Clarkston called Clarkstonians, Clarksons, or Clarkonians? My personal vote is for the second one, Clarkstonians, as we call him Clark now for whatever reason.
I don't want to call any of our members stupid, but this was commented under a post that says Clarkistani citizens right at the top. So the citizens are called Clarkistani. Yeah.
Which wasn't one of their options.
But they want to be called. I feel like the people that want to be in Clarkistan, they want to be degraded a little.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that reading the post in which you're commenting on is fundamental.
My God. Stop bullying our members.
I'm just kidding.
I kind of like
Clarksonians.
I
like that.
I like Clarkistani.
Yeah, you like a little ethnic.
Yeah. I like it to be a little Arab.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Low-key.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Okay. I worry about us old folks in Clarkistan. Do we have to leave at a certain age? I'm already 47.
You don't get leave, you just get put down.
I actually had an answer to this, but I forgot. But we actually treat old people very well in Clarkistan.
You respect your elders.
But it's just you guys can't be out in public like... If it depends on your looks, because like if you look like Kris Jenner, then I'm not gonna discriminate against you because you're still contributing to like the beauty standard. But if you age like milk, which most people won't, then you can like stay inside and come out at night or wear a hijab.
Are you into hijabs for old people?
I'm kidding. No, we don't put hijabs on you. We just keep you out of public. Yeah.
I was gonna say it's like you know how old people sometimes have to.
But when I get old. That'll be the beauty standard, so you'll be allowed in.
When old people, they have to renew their license every year or whatever in some places.
Your picture gets sent to a beauty enforcement officer and they have to approve it.
And then at some point you may get deported.
I don't know about deported because we could use the labor.
Oh, sent to the camps?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So,
all right.
Free facelifts too, so like you're fine. Deep plane facelifts. Peptides, you'll be fine.
Hormones.
Yeah.
You'll age gracefully. Let's play some bets. Allegedly, will Tino go to said golden shower?
Oh, this is about Bonnie Blue's golden shower. Will Lily Tino go to it?
What?
That was the comment.
I don't even think Bonnie would with Lily Tino.
What if that was the line?
That is my line.
Wait, we should ask Bonnie. If we interview Bonnie, be like,
how do you feel about Lily Tino?
Would you let Lily Tino participate?
She would say yes.
She would.
She would say yes.
The most
I'm like very interested. See, the thing is, I want to play if we interview Bonnie, though I'm less inclined to now that I actually have some issues with her with the baby stuff. But like, even if we did it as a gag, I want to play Marry Kill, but I know that she would just say, like, we'd be like,
for all of them.
I'd be like, Marry Kill, Kim Jong-un, Donald Trump, and Kamala Harris, and she'd be like, can I have all three?
Yeah.
Can I all three? Like, she would just turn all of it into that.
I think her stomach's a prosthetic.
Really?
I'm starting to get convinced it's a prosthetic.
And she's not actually pregnant?
She's not actually pregnant.
Okay, because otherwise, I mean, even still,
it's still gross. But anyways.
All right.
Next one. iCruss is genuinely the most insufferable person y'all cover.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because he's, like, a lot of people we cover aren't very lucid.
Yeah.
So, like, they kind of, it's like when you, what's it called in court when you're, like, insane? So you don't actually get the charges against you because you
not guilty by way of mental defect or insanity.
Yeah, it's like I feel like most people we react to are like that, but like iCruss seems pretty sane, just stupid.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we don't like him.
And his cadence, and yeah. Ugh.
I think instead of a nation, Clarkson needs to start a religion. He would already have thousands of followers. The ties could be used for surgeries. He could preach whatever he wanted, and it's not taxed by the government.
That's a genius idea.
That's called a cult?
All religions are cults.
Okay.
Just some are legal and some aren't. Well, I guess cults are legal.
They're legal.
Yeah. Some are accepted and some aren't.
I actually think it makes sense to be a religion.
We'll get there.
Wait, it'll be a state religion.
No, we don't
believe
believe
theocratic state.
No. We enforce values. But we won't enforce a metaphysical belief onto people. So we'll enforce a philosophy.
You just enforce physical attributes onto people.
Correct.
Much better.
For
Come
their
on
own
now,
good.
Brad. You can't say anything about the fat camps. You find a way to bring up fat people, obesity, etc. In every single episode lately, via mean jokes and ridicule, harsh criticism, etc. You quoted Myron Gaines in order to bring fat people up in one video, for God's sakes. Ew, his hilarious idea of fat people getting put in camps until they learn to concentrate on losing weight.
I still think that's funny.
And the episode had nothing to do with weight, obesity, whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, because we never bring up random in episodes.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
I was actually starting to get a little angry that you were making me want to use the fatphobic label for the first time. But then I started noticing your lap area and realized it might just be a manifestation of your insecurity about your own loss of total skinniness. Welcome to the struggle.
Oh, they ate you the
lap area.
Wow. You know what? I'm going to give you your flowers on that one. Wow.
She was too stunned to speak.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you have anything to say in your defense?
My lap area. Leave my lap area alone.
Brad does bring up fat people a lot, but it's not malicious.
It's just, no, and I've already explained that I don't have any antipathy towards fat people. Like, I really don't. It's just jokes. It's like, I don't know.
It's okay.
We have a lot more fat friends than Clarkson does.
Well, Clarkson doesn't speak to fat people.
That's not true.
Name a fat person you've spoken to in the last week.
We have a podcast.
Oh!
I'm sorry, you walked into that one.
You did. You walked
I had to do it.
into it.
I had to do it. Brad is not fat, but that was just too
He
like
did make
good of
me
an
insecure
opportunity.
earlier in our friendship though, because we were at my pool and he like takes his shirt off and he's like pretty fit at the time, though you're like fitter now, but he's like, oh, I feel so fat, and I'm looking at him and then me, and I'm like,
well, a lot of people get offended when I say that, but like my standards for myself are very different. I also have body dysmorphia.
oh,
so like
severe,
what?
severe.
So I view my body as much fatter than it actually is.
You have worse body dysmorphia than any trans person I've ever met.
I think that's valid. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you all so much to all of our members for commenting, especially the last one.
Yeah, he's been getting clowned on a lot recently from the members.
Love
Damn.
this.
Anyway, become a channel member if you haven't yet. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe, rate us on Spotify, and we'll be back with more real soon.